And welcome back to another episode of Extra Feature Airs. We have a fabulous guest for a full-length film, which is a nice change from the shorts I watch a lot. The movie's called The Hellgate. DJ Remark's here. Welcome.
Hey, what's up, man? Good to see you.
I feel like I should be doing a rave interview with DJ Remark right off the top. It totally sounds like
Yeah,
you should be spinning something for me.
yeah, no, I know. It's a name that I was given, and so you got to roll with it. But
No, I'm with you. I'm totally with you. But like, it's kind of funky. You must get a lot of comments.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I get a lot of comments, and I get a lot of people singing that Lady Gaga song to me. The Hey Mr. DJ. Is that
Yes.
Lady Gaga or is that I don't know.
No,
I
it's
don't know
not.
pop
Hey,
music.
Mr. DJ. That's the guy. I have no
Put a
idea.
record on. What is that?
Yes.
Christina Aguilera? That's what it is.
It doesn't matter. Let's start at the beginning of the short. Why do you use the same shot at the beginning, you same at the end?
Of the Hellgate?
The drone shot. Use a drone shot at the beginning, and you end your film on a drone shot too.
Yeah. Look, I wish I had an artistic answer for that other than I like sort of bookends and it fit. And I like the ending of the story is hopefully a more positive ending. And so like, it's better to just like go up, look at the sky instead of just, down in the dirt. So that's the main reason for it.
It's your film. You can give me any answer you want, Sam. I would accept that. I do want to start on your locations because they're so important to your film. I mean, a lot of films just have locations just because they need to do something there. No, I find yours are much more important, especially the bar.
Okay.
Like you spend a lot of time at this bar.
Yeah.
Now, I'd like to know what bar it is to start.
It's called the New Neighborhood Tavern. It's on Atlantic Boulevard here in Jacksonville. We shot everything here in Jacksonville, Florida. And so it's the New Neighborhood Tavern, and it is that perfect dive bar location.
How long did you spend shooting at this? Must be more than one day, I would say.
Probably about 3 or 4 days.
Okay. Now, I want to discuss this location because I think I love your music in this film. That's why I really want. Like you have constant my kind of music, which I do not hear normally in film. I'll be very honest with that. It's usually not film music. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
why did you choose this bar? Because of that look, because of the music option, and why did you choose this music?
So this movie was actually my love letter to horror and metal, my two big passions. And so I wanted to have a little something of everything that I love about horror and everything I love about metal in this movie as much as I could without being like over the top with it, I guess. One of the inspirations was Deathgasm. And but I didn't want to. I kind of wanted to pull back just a little bit from that because it wasn't. It's not about two dudes in a band. Have you seen that movie, Deathgasm?
I have not.
Oh man, it's great. Australia or New Zealand movie, I think. Anyway, highly recommend. But it's very much in like the metal sphere for that film. So that's what it was. And so the music that I chose, I went out, I found a whole bunch of local Florida metal bands. I mean, I don't know how much you know about Florida, but it's like Tampa is like one of the death metal capitals of the world. There's Florida death metal that is super famous, and so I wanted to find metal bands here in the state and in the city, and I wanted them to populate the soundtrack. And then, we also sprinkled in some score, which was done by a guy named Paul Schuler, who is awesome, and did a great job with the score, and then mixing all that in with the music.
I can't lay you off. So all these bands on the stage, including the guys with the crazy masks,
Hmm.
are Jacksonville based or Florida
No,
based?
so yeah, the guys in the mask. That's a band called MRSA. They are from Miami, and the band that plays is called A Wolf Among Sheep, and they are a Jacksonville band. Yes.
So did you have a lot of fun shooting this then, since you're such a big metal fan, like having actual bands that you can do what you want with?
Oh my God, this was a blast. We shot this movie in 16 days, and it was fun from day one to day 16. And there are times, we're pulling 13, 14-hour days that, at the end of the day, you're just like, I hate all of this. But no, like looking back, like it's so much fun. We get to play pretend for a living, making movies, and it's always fun. And yeah, being in the scene, being able to shoot a horror movie, being able to, have this metal influence in there, and just being able to, film a live show. Basically, it was, yeah, it was a blast. It was so awesome being able to do that.
Now, the guys wearing the masks, are
Yeah.
they their own masks or did you provide them for them?
No, they're their own masks. They came up with all their own stuff. That's all their own stage design and everything, and that's just what they do for their shows. And so we were like, "Hey, just put on a show. We're gonna call you Worm Gut. We're gonna do that, and you're not gonna speak any English, and so we're gonna be able to play this for a little bit of laughs, but just bring everything that you guys do. Just we're gonna shoot the shit out of it. So we did.
Yeah, I gotta say, I think it provides such a nice backdrop to your film.
Thank
Every
you.
time you go in the bar, you have something different. I think it adds so much ambiance to your film. It makes it feel real to me, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that's
I
part of
think,
the philosophy that's part of the philosophy that we have. Like all of our effects are practical. There's no green screen or anything like that. Well, there's one green screen shot with a cell phone, but that's it. That's just something that we couldn't get away with. But everything else is all completely practical, all puppets, everything that you see happens on screen because we are very much at Bloodscribe, we are very much anti CGI when it comes, or I should say the overuse of it. Like we kind of see it as set dressing, as like icing on a cake, but too much icing ruins the cake. And honestly, cake is good without icing anyway. So that's kind of our philosophy when you look at it that way. And so yeah, we wanted to really lean into that as much as possible.
so okay, so do you want to discuss effects? Let's go into effects right now. I'm discussing more effects shot near the end of the film. I don't want to ruin it, but you know where I'm going with it.
Okay.
That's all practical. All that stuff, movement, everything is practical. How hard is that to shoot that? I mean, you are a lower budget filmmaker.
Hmm.
And I mean, that is a lot of work. It looks like work to me. Maybe it's not work and I'm missing that, but I want to know how long it took to set up that shot, how you set it up, and how long did it take to do it?
So that shot was an we were in that cave set which we built. Um we were in that cave set for about 3 or 4 days, and that particular shot took us it only took us probably an hour to set up, but
Oh, okay.
everything else coming together is what took all the time. So like getting all the props, getting everything cut out, getting the shot right. That's making sure we want to shoot it from this angle. This is what we want to do. Get the fog, get everything else, get the lights, do all that stuff. The puppeteers, like that's what took all the time. But the actual shot itself, it was only about an hour to actually like set and then it was completely repeatable. We could shoot it as many times as we wanted. It was just that
That's
initial
not bad.
setup. Yeah.
And what about the same similar shot in the house?
That one was all day. So Braden Noble, the actor who plays that character Chuck, we had to be very creative on how we shot that day because he was because going through stages with his makeup. We had to essentially shoot the scene backwards. Um,
Okay, that makes
so
perfect sense.
so that's so we or wait, I said that wrong. Not backwards. We had to shoot scenes and then we had to stop so that he could go sit down in the chair, get made up, come back, shoot. Then he goes, gets made up some more, come back and shoot. So that's what we had to do. So we shot the very end first, right? But then we went back, shot it forward, and then back and shot the beginning.
Okay, that makes perfect sense to me. It's a
Okay,
lot of
yeah, yeah.
work going on to that shot.
Yeah.
I totally know what we're
Yeah.
getting at. Okay, now the cave setup in the cemetery. So there's no real cemetery at all. That's all practical effects and stones and
Cemetery
everything.
is real. The cemetery is a real location. The cave, the cave that everybody's in, that is a set that we built. Yeah.
Okay, where's the cemetery?
The cemetery is in Jacksonville Beach. I forget the name off the top of my head, but it's a cemetery in Jacksonville Beach. It's one of the only ones there. It's like J. Warren or something like that cemetery. I'm probably botching the name. I don't remember off the top of my head because it's a year ago now that we almost 2 years that we shot it. But yeah, so real cemetery. We got our permits. We did everything right. We were able to shoot there. We had one guy that was pretty upset that we were there, but you know cops knew we were there, and so we didn't run into any trouble. And that was a lot of fun too, shooting in a cemetery, especially at night.
So the cave location built obviously off somewhere in somebody's garage, maybe.
A warehouse. Yeah, there was a warehouse that we rented in Riverside, Jacksonville. And it was myself and Samantha Spaniak. She's the set architect and designer of the cave. Her and I together spent every weekend in March building that from the ground up. And we have some behind the scenes stuff that on our YouTube and on our social media pages where you can see sort of the setup of that cave. And then we did everything. We painted it. We did all of that. And then our set dressers, Uriel and Theus, they went in the night before we were supposed to shoot in the cave and put up all the finishing touches, the Spanish moss, the effigies that are all in the chalk, all of that stuff. But Sam and I built that cave basically every weekend in March.
Well, it looks great. It
Thank
absolutely
you.
looks really good.
I think it looks awesome too. I love that set. I wish we didn't. I mean, we had to tear it down when we were done. I wish we didn't have to do that. And I remember when we were done, this was the very first set design that Sam did. And when we were done, she was looking at it like, man, I don't know about this. And I'm like, yeah, I was like, you don't understand. As soon as we get the lights on it and as soon as we get the cameras rolling, this thing is gonna look awesome. And because you're looking at it just from a perspective of it's a set, it's not like you can see wires and stuff hanging all over the place. That's how you're seeing it, and you're seeing all the paint job, and you're seeing all this other stuff. But once you let Jeremy, our gaffer, light it, and we get these cameras on it, this cave is gonna look banging, and it did. I'm super proud of it.
Okay, so the same set designers added the skulls everywhere and all that kind of stuff. Then, because everywhere we go, it's very macabre.
Yeah, so Sam she designed the actual cave look, so how the cave gets set up and all that, but then we had set designers that went in and put in all the like set the props, drew everything all over the cave walls, hung the
Oh,
Spanish wasp.
I'm talking about the barn. I'm talking about the
Oh,
house.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
talking no problem. I should have been more articulate.
So sorry, what was your question then? Sorry.
So, did the same people that set dress the cave do the house set dress and the
Yes. Yeah. Yeah,
podcast
yeah, it's all
stuff and stuff like
yeah, all the
that?
same crew. Yep, all the same crew.
Okay. Why is the podcast called Breakdowns and Body Bags?
Because they cover both horror and metal music. So
Okay.
breakdowns covers the metal aspect, body bags covers the horror aspect, and I love alliteration, and so that's why it's called breakdowns and body
I
bags.
just thought maybe you had your own podcast. Maybe it's something I was going
Well,
to.
so okay, so I do have a YouTube channel that I review horror movies. And my buddy and I started it back in like 2020, 2021, around that time. And it was called Breakdowns and Body Bags where we did that, but we only did it for a cup of coffee. And I just loved the title, so but that channel went away, but I love the title, so I just kept it for the movie.
So I was on to something when I wrote that
You
down.
were onto something, yes, very good detective work.
Yeah, so I was going to look it up, but I don't know why I didn't venture. I should have looked it up. That's my bad. On the clothing, I love the outfits of everybody. They actually felt, again, real people to me. I mean, these are people I would see in a metal bar. These are people I would like, oh, yeah, they would dress like that. I don't all the
Yeah,
time, but for the movie, I get it. So
yeah.
did you provide the clothing or did they come with their own clothing?
Both. So, the actors that we got, which by the way, we went through 3 rounds of casting to find Stacy and Lillian. And yeah, it was a lot. And they had some items that were, kind of what we were looking for as far as metal goes. But we had a costume designer who it was shared duties between Sarah Forrest, our makeup artist, and Uriel Liet, our uh, art director, basically. They sort of both tag teamed costumes a little bit, and I think Uriel did most of it. But basically, I told them, I said, "Look, the kind of aesthetic that we're going for here, this look for these girls is like, what if '80s metal chicks were popular today? Like, what would that blend? What would that fusion of styles and aesthetic look like?" And I just think they hit it out of the park. I loved everything they did as well, and they were like, "Well, this is what it is." They stuck pretty close to some of the basic descriptions that I wrote in the script for what they look like. But yeah, I love all their costumes and I love their makeup look and everything. I mean, they definitely, I think they got that feel.
You have a lot of night shooting here. Even at the bar, I would argue you're shooting at night just by the way it's lit. I mean, I
Nope,
don't
daytime.
know. Really?
Yeah.
All
Yeah, we shot
daytime?
there's a scene in the house where Grant and Lillian are talking, like they're having their little like what are you doing here thing. That was
Yes.
all shot at night.
That's the only
And we
night.
made it
So the cemetery's not night?
there are night shoots in the cemetery, but the bar we shot mostly during the day. We just blacked
Okay.
everything out.
Fair
We
enough.
shot mostly everything during the day, but yeah, all of the outside night shots, yes, that's all outside at nighttime. But most of the interior, like night-ish shots, some are at night, but others we just blacked everything out and made it night or made it day whenever we needed to.
So how do you feel the shoot at night? I really like your lighting. I find you're not very strong at all. It is there, obviously I can tell, but I kind of liked it. So I mean, you gave me just enough to go, yeah, okay, he's lighting it, but it's still night to me.
Yeah, so that all that credit goes to my director of photography, Jay Palmer. Him and I and my first AD, Tom Seidel, we sat down and shot listed the whole script, and I was telling him it was just I was just communicating with Jay and mostly like, look, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I want when I see this here. Like get it, and he did, and he actually shot this film on a lot of oh I'm gonna lose it um, very old lenses, which really helped with the lighting look. These vintage lenses that he used. But yeah, he is an artist, and my film looks the way it does because he knows exactly how to get what you're asking for, and yeah, without it looking like it's lit. Like everything looks very natural. And yeah, I love that about it. But that's all Jay. That's all him.
Well, you're also involved, right? I gotta ask. Jay's not here. I have to ask you.
Yeah, no,
The
no, no. I understand.
Is the band interview based on anything?
Is the band interview based on anything? No. No,
Okay.
that was just something fun that I thought would be
Oh, I thought it was hysterical. I thought it was something maybe happened to you or somebody you know.
no, no, no. That was completely made up.
Okay, there is a throwaway line saying reviewing a documentary is boring.
Yeah.
Is that you or is that somebody else?
That's me. I reviewing documentaries is kind of boring. And so these two characters, Stacy and Lillian, um, I really tried to make them as original as possible, but when you're writing characters, a lot of you kind of comes out. And Stacy and Lillian kind of, they kind of split the two halves of me, I think. They're not completely, who I am, but like I like to give both of them sort of what, the two halves of my influence, I guess. And there is part of me when I'm, watching movies and stuff like that. If I'm watching documentary, I think documentaries are interesting. I enjoy doing that. But when it comes to like reviewing a documentary, it's like, how do you review this documentary? You have to go and do the research. Did they get everything right? Did they shoot it? Did they shoot it well enough? Is it interesting? Am I just looking at a bunch of talking heads? Is there enough B-roll that's interesting and stuff like that? And it's like, well, yeah, if you did that, then yeah, fine. I guess your documentary is good. But like, come on. I'd rather watch something else.
There is a rotten soil shirt. Is there
Yes.
anything that I'm missing?
No, that's actually a band from Germany. I'm gonna probably get their name wrong, but we put out a call to, and I guess I should have mentioned this with the costume design. We put out a call on social media to dress our leads. It's like, look, these are who these girls are. We're looking for any bands that want to donate some merch for them to wear on screen. And Rotten Soil jumped at the opportunity for that, sent us a bunch of T-shirts, and so we put them in as many Rotten Soil shirts as we could. But yeah, they're
Okay.
they're a death metal band from overseas that donated some costumes to us.
I just noticed it popping up a lot. So again, I'm like, what is going on here? This
Yeah, 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 yeah,
keeps coming back.
yeah. That was it.
Okay, you seem to love your smoke machines. They are all
Oh
over
yeah.
this film. Everywhere I go, I'm like, oh, there it comes back again. So why the love for smoke machines?
It's just the ambient look, that we were really going for. We like that softer kind of look. We like that we like that what am I trying to say? The way that it diffuses the light, I think you just get something special that way. And some people can overdo it, others can underdo it. I think we did it just enough. There are some scenes where you're like, oh, there goes a wisp of smoke, but it's like, whatever. It's diffusing the light. It's doing its job, and that's
I
what we
did
like.
notice that a few shots, but I wasn't gonna go. I was having a good time with it. I
Yeah, yeah,
turned it
yeah.
for what it was.
Good, good. Yeah, that's what we wanted. That's the entire intent of this movie. Have a good time.
I do find for the last, I'm almost near the end. There's a bridge shot when
Okay, yeah, yeah.
somebody's walking on a bridge. I found that very distinctive to your film that you would kind of change the whole thing up. You've been shooting one way for three-quarters of the film. I know we're headed to the end, and you kind of shoot differently. Now, why did you add that in? Was that just something in the script or just something you wanted to change?
Well, no, that was something that you're talking about Lillian's dream sequence.
Yes, the one.
Yeah, so this was my first time shooting a dream sequence, and I wanted to try to make it as not confusing, but like I wanted people to be asking, okay, is this happening or is she dreaming? And so
Yeah,
I tried
I
to
can see
shoot,
that.
so I tried to shoot it in that way where you're kind of asking, you're trying to figure it out, and then finally at the end you do. It's like, yeah, okay, this is a dream. But so that's really why it was shot that way, and you got to have a montage in there somehow.
Yeah,
And so that's how I threw that montage in there just to show off the city. I mean, I think Jacksonville's a great city with a bunch of awesome locations that we were able to showcase in this movie. And so part of this montage was to show off that Jacksonville has some really cool locations. It's a beautiful city. And if you watch this movie, you can see that Jacksonville is not just some other city in Florida, in Northeast Florida. There's more than Orlando and Miami here.
that's true. I would agree with that. They have a football team, so
They do have and they're doing pretty damn good.
they are doing very good this year. My last scene I want to discuss, there's two individuals jumping into a house and then jumping out the window.
Yeah.
The first coming in the window looked pretty good. Jumping out of the window, one of the actors looked like he had a little bit of an issue. Did I miss anything? Did he get hurt?
He didn't get hurt. He just okay, it kind of depends on what do you define hurt because he did get scraped up. But
Okay,
he
that
just
would answer because he just doesn't hit it right.
yeah, he misses it just a little bit, but I thought it looked great. I was laughing my ass off. And
Oh, I thought it was funny. That way.
yeah, he did get scraped up after that. We did see that, but I mean, but he was fine. It's no broken bones or anything.
Okay. Fun question time. What's
All
your
right.
favorite film?
What's my favorite film?
Yeah.
People always get surprised when I say this, being a horror guy and doing all that, but it's actually The Lord of the Rings.
What's wrong? It is a
Huh?
horror. It has
The
a
Lord of the
Lord of the Rings could be considered a horror. I will argue. That villain is pretty freaking scary.
I
It
don't know.
could
I
be a
mean, yeah.
creature. It
Yeah.
could be a creature feature. You can't say Lord of the Rings is not a creature feature. You can't argue. It's got hobbits. It's
I
got
guess it
dragons.
I guess it depends on how you define horror. So the way that I define it is that a horror movie is where the central theme of the film is fear.
Yes.
And there's a bunch of different ways that you can do that. I don't think the central theme of Lord of the Rings is fear. I think it's hope. I think it's perseverance. I think it's
I would argue Eye of Sauron. It's pretty freaking scary.
yeah, you can have scary things in non-horror movies. I mean, Christoph Waltz's character in Inglorious Bastards, Hans
Yes.
Landa, is one of the scariest, most
Yes.
terrifying villains in a
I,
non-horror movie. But I
I
would not
agree with
argue. I would not argue that Inglorious Bastards is a horror movie.
I would agree with you 100%. It's not.
So like, yeah, you can have that scary looking image, but I still wouldn't. It would take me. I still would argue. I don't think Lord of the Rings is a horror movie.
I
It
have
is
some
definitely your
points. I
epic
think you
fantasy.
could argue. I think you could write a paper arguing for the Rings of Fire.
You
It's
might.
got
You
it's
might.
got creatures. It's got a big villain.
Yeah.
Death. It's all there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you listen, if you want to make the argument, I'd love to hear it.
I
Like,
think I could do it. I have to rewatch it and make notes, but I think it's there.
yeah.
Because I mean, we do have weapons, we do have killing, and we do have monsters. That's all you need for a horror movie. So
Yeah.
a
Well,
creature feature, 100%.
like I said, it really depends on how you define horror. So if the
I
central
mean,
and like I said, if the central theme of your film is fear, I think you got a horror movie. If it's
well,
not, I
they're
think
all
you got
afraid of Sauron. They all talk about him all the time and how they're afraid of him.
yeah, but
I will
sure.
argue this. Right? We
I
can have a discussion, but I think it's fair.
I okay. And that I mean, this is what's so great about the genre is that you can make these arguments about what's a horror movie. Like Monsters Inc. from Pixar. That's a
Yeah,
horror movie,
100%. Yeah, I agree.
so like, yeah, so you can because the central theme of that film is fear. The central theme of Lord of the Rings is hope.
Yeah,
That's the central theme of the movie. There's fear. There's because you need to be afraid in order to be brave. In order to push through and get through adversity, you need to be brave in the face of fear. So you definitely have to have fear present in something like that. But I don't think just because there's a fearful presence in a film that necessarily makes a horror film. But I mean,
mm,
well,
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, each his own,
yeah,
right?
yeah. But yeah, that is my favorite movie
Now,
is
would I be
and all
fine?
three of them.
Would I be putting it on my streaming network as horror? Probably not. But
All right.
there's elements there.
Sure, sure, sure.
Can I have a favorite horror movie then?
Favorite horror movie? It's a rotating list, but I would say the one that's influenced me the most is Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Dream Warriors?
Yeah, Dream Warriors. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I
I
had to
would say
think for
that.
a second.
Yeah, I would say that one, but then like I also like I adore The Thing, The Exorcist. I mean, like these are all classics. Um, Autopsy of Jane Doe continues to be one of my
I have seen that.
like just favorite horror films, and then uh um Event Horizon is
Okay.
are like these are all some favorite horror that I'm constantly going back to try to see, and really any HP Lovecraft. Like I like all of the movies. I like all the movie adaptations, even the bad ones. There's just something special about Lovecraft that just kind of like it's kind of gets me.
One movie you recommend to people because they've never heard of it.
Ooh, they would never. Okay, you know what? And this is a new movie too. I'll do two. I'll give you an old movie that I don't think people have ever heard of that I recommend, and I'll give you a new one. The new one is called Dead Talent Society.
Nope.
It is a movie from that came out from Taiwan,
Ooh,
and it is a fantastic story about this alternate underworld uh, where when you die, you have to scare the living in order to maintain relevancy in the underworld.
oh, I like it. I like the idea.
It is a fantastic ghost story made by people who love ghost stories and horror movies. And you can tell the passion for the genre that comes out in this film. It's hilarious. It hits all the right horror beats and is just an incredible story and great characters too. I watched a subtitled version and I was able to pay attention to the visuals while also reading the subtitles. I think the actors are all fantastic. So I would recommend that one. And then an older horror movie that I don't think a lot of people have seen that I would recommend would be, oh God, this is so hard. Um, Probably Behind the Mask, Rise of Leslie Vernon.
Never heard of it.
So that is another kind of meta horror, sort of like Scream, but it's very original and touches on serial like slasher films. Um, that this guy, it's about this guy who has allowed a film crew to follow him around, um, being a slasher serial killer,
I love it.
and like his icons are Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees, and in the movie, these two characters also exist.
Cool.
So
Before I
yeah.
go ahead, before I let you go, tell me where they can find your stuff.
So you can find us. The website is bloodscribecreations.com. The YouTube channel is Bloodscribe Creations, and the Hellgate trailer is on there, so you can watch the trailer. The movie actually releases January 26th, 9th, January 29th this year. The film will be released on streaming, and we'll be able to, we'll be able to say where once it hits. So that's where it can happen. So if you just search the Hellgate on your favorite streaming platform, you'll find it. We'd love a view, we'd love a watch, and yeah, so that's where you can find. And then Instagram, Bloodscribe Creations, the Hellgate. We're all over the place.
Thanks for your time and have a great day.
All right, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.